Well, hey everybody, I'm the Crockett Cooner, and this is the Crockett Coon Hound Show. And guys, I'm outside today. I'm talking hound dog washing. It's about that time of the year. Now, guys, we've got Lucy and Dot up here today. Y'all can tell they're extremely excited because they know what's coming. They like getting a bath, and I need to explain a little bit here at the first of this video what's going on. I'm going to kind of insert some pictures, show all of you, how I personally take care of my girls. Now, keep in mind, Lucy and Dot are both, ain't that right, Dot? She likes it when I talk about her, folks. Um, they are true outside working, hunting hounds. What they were originally bred to do, and it is fixing to be summertime, guys. They are shedding. I don't know if you folks can see that. I'm going to talk a little bit about brushes and things. I'm going to insert you guys a pic right there. Now, if you take a look, the brush that would be to the right of that photograph, some people call that a dandy brush. Some people call it a body brush. They use those a lot of times for horses and things. The other brush to the left, which is smaller, that is basically like a finishing brush. Now, I'm going to use just regular old Hearts that protects against fleas and ticks, and it has oatmeal for sensitive skin and things, and also a finishing spray. Now, guys, a lot of times when you do something like this, especially with like true outside working dogs, because the way I do this may not apply to a dog that's, a big couch potato. You have to remember that I have to keep in mind my dogs are around all types of parasites, if not here around the house, out when they're hunting. They're also encountering other dogs that have been around things out in the woods, those types of things. And like any other dog, especially dogs that are outside dogs like they are, it's just that time of the year and the old winter coat has to go. So what I'm after today, guys, is a few things. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you off the bat and show you how I do this. Now, if you notice right here, it's hard to see. I'll get the camera, take a picture, and insert you guys a pic. Lucy especially, she is shedding. There goes the winter coat because she wants to be cooler. Now, the reason why I use the brushes, let me grab one. I'm going to show you guys. Dandy brush, body brush. Same thing they use on a horse, but I have in fact had this one for many years. It helps remove dirt, grime, and loose hair from their coat. The key to it is, though, when you're using a brush like this on a dog, when we get to sensitive areas, we're talking their undersides, we're talking their ears, their nose, extremely sensitive areas. You do not want to push down hard with this particular brush. But once I have cleaned them up, I have got things off of them, I've given them a bit of a flea and tick treatment, which is what I'm going to start off with using the Hearts Guard and things. When they are just semi-damp still, because out here today, I know it's hard to tell on film, but they're going to dry off rather quickly. I'm going to go for more of the finishing brush. Now, I've also had this one for quite a few years. It helps remove the rest of the hair and things that I may have missed when I cleaned them up. And then finally, once I dry them, I'm going to go back with like a high gloss finishing spray. Now, I'm not going to put it on too heavy, guys, because currently I don't have these two going to any kind of a bench show where I'm going to get them up there and show them and things, even though they'll do it. They've been taught how to stand on the bench. But the deal with it is the high gloss finishing sprays and things, guys. It has a lot of oils and things that are really good for their skin. It's really good for their coat. It helps them because lots of folks don't know when we're talking outside dogs and we're talking extremely hot weather, like what's coming up here in Middle Tennessee, well, sensitive parts of their body can dry out. But now we're going to go a little further in this. This is how I always did it. The days that I am cleaning my hounds, I keep a schedule, guys. I will also do some wormers and things I personally like ivermectin. A lot of people don't. You have to know the measurements and correct proportions and things, but I won't really be showing that to you guys on film. They get upset about it out in internet land, but it works really well. It also, they sweat it through their coat. It helps protect against external parasites and things. And later this evening, now currently it's about 10 a.m. That's why I'm doing it at this time of day, guys, because the heat of the day is really coming. I'm going to get them cleaned up, get the hair off of them. We're really going to clean out the dog kennel and things today and get their whole area free of anything that might have fleas and ticks around it, any type of a lice of any sort. Sometimes that gets on hunting dogs. And then later this evening, after the heat of the day, I'm going to go back, I'm going to apply another product, and I am going to make sure that they are covered as far as fleas, ticks, and lice again, and also flies that might be landing on them, because in hot weather, that is something that you have to be concerned with. And also, if you notice, behind my home, there is a field which is full of cattle as we speak. They're not the old Cooners cows, but I like cows. But the thing is cows and horses, they really draw flies in the summertime. And many times they like to come up and see the girls here, and the flies seem to come over. So we're going to take care of that later this evening. But right now, guys, I'm going to show you what I do in order to get Lucy and Dot cleaned up really good, get the old coat off of them. You can tell Lucy's scratching right now because the hair is coming off, and get them ready to go for really hot weather. All right, folks, now like I said, I'm out here. First thing I'm going to do is the garden hose. Now, if you notice, sometimes my hounds will jump a little. What it amounts to, guys, it's not the water that they're scared of. It's the hiss from the garden hose. It's a natural animal thing. You know, what else in nature hisses? Snakes. So, and if a lot of folks notice, I'll tell you guys something. Come here, Lucy. Let's show everybody your tail. You guys ever notice Lucy's tail's a little bit short? A lot of times on hounds, a lot of the old timers would bob their tails. But I'll just go ahead and tell you guys, that is not the case with old Lucy here. Lucy's tail was not bobbed on purpose. She got snake bit one time in the mountains before I owned her, and unfortunately a veterinarian had removed part of it. That's right. A rattlesnake, diamondback rattler, got her on the tail. But anyways, moving on, guys. What I'm going to do is thoroughly soak her down. What I'm after here is to get her as good and wet as what I can. Now, the reason why, not only does she just love this, because she's cooling off, I mean, she has on a fur coat, is I want to make sure that when I apply the product on her, that it is really doing a job and it's actually working. Now, a lot of folks, guys, I'm sorry about that, you may not be able to hear me over the hose. A lot of folks, any type of a flea and tick spray and things, what they'll do is they will in fact put it on, kind of lather it up, and they'll let it sit for a while to kind of do its job, to run things out from them. What I like to do, guys, is get them all lathered up. Now, we are going to definitely do your head, because for a outside working type of dog, guys, that's one thing that you have to be majorly concerned about, is things up around their heads and ears. Now, Lucy has got this on her. Guys, what I like to do is take a body brush real easy, start going with the natural way her hair parts. Now, you can see it right there on film. It is starting to really take off that old loose hair, ain't it, baby? But what we're going to do, I'm going to go all through her. I'm going to do the same to Dot, and then I will be back with you guys.
Right, I wanted to add something while I was cleaning Lucy on up here, folks. The temperature outside. Now, why is that important? Well, I have seen many folks that work with hounds and stuff, you know, especially really working types of dogs. They will use like a hose or something to cool them down, but do it when they're extremely hot, like the dog has been working. I personally disagree with doing that, folks. It's just like human beings. You know, you would not want to go out and say run a marathon and then jump right into something like an ice cold pool. I know it'd feel good, but the thing is it's extremely hard, like on your heart and lungs and things. It's the exact same way for dogs.
It's been about 10 minutes worth of washing, guys. Lucy's good and cleaned up. I can still see a little bit of hair on her, but not near as much. I'll get up here close to the camera, kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. I hope you can see it. If you notice all that old hair, that is her winter coat that she couldn't remove, guys. So now what I'm going to do, get over here where you folks can see me, is I'm letting her drip dry a little bit. I'm going to clean the brush up. I'm going to get Dot. I'm going to do the same thing. Going to let her drip dry. Then we're going to move to a different brush. It's now been probably a good 20 minutes. I know you can't tell on film, but Lucy and Dot are both cleaned up. And I'm telling you, there was enough hair on that brush to be another dog, wasn't it, Lucy? Yeah. But the next thing, guys, now you notice she's just kind of semi-wet still. Dot's a little wetter than what Lucy is. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the body brush. I'm going to go back. I'm going to start combing her because we still have hair coming off. Not near as much. Actually, guys, when I clean Dot up and I use the body brush, just the garden hose alone, washing her from front to rear, you could see a line of black hair going down because they're both shedding and really getting ready for summertime because it's about to be hot. So what I'm going to do, guys, just go over like what I am right now, very careful around her sensitive areas like her nose and her face, underneath her ears, but we got to get those too. While I'm at it, I like to check because like I said, they're working hounds. I want to look for any visible things like ticks that I can see. If that's the case, I try to remove them. I don't do the just wait until they fall off, guys. I've had health issues with a hound years ago because somebody had done just that with her. So I don't do that. I go ahead and remove it, but I also try to keep my hounds as good and clean as what I can. And that way, nothing like ticks or mosquitoes biting them or anything becomes an issue. But if you notice, this brush is a little bit lighter than the last one. Lucy likes it because she knows it's removing the old hair from this winter and it feels good to them. Boy, there's still some hair on you though, isn't there? We'll have to get that off. A little too much, but I'll kind of show you guys. I'm gonna get back up here at the camera. Now this is more of the body brush, like a finishing brush. Take a look at that. That's after I washed her for a good 10 minutes because like I said, it's the time of year that they shed and things, guys. So I'm going to keep going with the body brush on both my hounds. And then I'm going to show you guys what I do as far as finishing spray and things to really help their coat. Now, I know it's kind of hard to tell, but I'm doing the same thing to Dot. You can tell, do you like that? You like that, don't you? I know it's hard to tell on film, but she is really enjoying me getting the hair off of her. You can tell by her actions and things, guys. See, she's really relaxed. This feels really good to them. Now, Lucy is in fact brushed all the way out. She's still a little bit damp to apply finishing spray, but you can tell by looking at her, she's feeling pretty good. And Dot is really enjoying this also, guys. But you're a big attention hound. I see you looking at me. Yeah. She's a bit of a camera hog, aren't you? Yeah. You like it when people talk about you? That's one thing about it for my folks that are toying with the idea of hound dogs, especially guys, working dogs and things. They're so used to being around people, guys, that, well, many times they really enjoy it when you talk about them, don't they? Yeah, because they know what's going on. They enjoy it because, like I said, guys, Dot and Lucy are true working hounds. Okay, now I know you folks can't tell it on film, but you can look at me. Guys, that's not water, that's sweat. Lucy and Dot have already been washed and dried. I've brushed them out quite a few times. We have used the flea and tick spray and things. I've gotten rid of their winter coat, or helped it, I should say. Helped them shed that off. I've also been over to my outside kennels. A lot of times you guys have seen it here on the Crockett Cooner Hound Show. I've cleaned up all of their dog houses, all of their bowls, all of their water buckets, did a very thorough cleaning, did some spraying and things around my pens. But now we're going to move on to something else that I do, guys. Now you can tell by looking at these two, they were super excited, folks, to get a bath. But now that they've got one and they've been washed and things and their coats are removed and they're just semi-damp, it's probably almost 90 degrees out here right now, really high humidity, and they are super, super happy. But what I like to do, guys, now this is the high gloss finishing spray. It's almost like a show sheen. I used it many times when I showed my hounds years ago, but I like to give them a good dose of this. But now here's what I do with it, guys. I will go back, take my brush, I've cleaned it out and everything, get over here because you can tell Lucy's really relaxed. Are you pretty happy? Now, I like to take a good clean brush while I'm at this, or excuse me, towel, I should say, folks. Get anything that I might have missed. Now, Lucy has a little bit of a sinus allergy because, well, she's a hound. I like to get in there, clean their ears and things out really good while I'm at this. I also have a treatment that a lot of hunters that are coon hunters and rabbit hunters use to clean out a dog's ear and things. But just basically take the high gloss finishing spray. I wouldn't really call it hairspray for a dog, guys, but it's more like a, well, just a conditioner for their coat and things. Now, I usually spray it on them. It smells really good. I think they like it. And then I will give it a dose on the towel, get other parts of their body and things. And once I get it on them, it also, when I'm wiping backwards, I know it's a little bit hard to see there on the towel, guys, but it helps any hair that I've missed. Come on, Lucy, you want to get brushed out again? Are you just happy? She's happy, guys. That's for my folks that are going to take mine and Scooter's online courses and things. If you're thinking about something in the hound dog breed, now, there's one thing about them. They really have their own personalities and things. Each individual dogs and each individual breed, you know, have a lot of the same characteristics that they need when it comes, or excuse me, I shouldn't say characteristics. I should say needs when they're groomed and things and cleaned. I personally don't worry a lot about their toenails, guys, because like I said, Lucy and Dot are true working dogs. Let me see if I can get her to stand up. Come on, Lucy. Come on. Oh, come on. You were having a good time just sitting there, wasn't you? Anyways, I'm going to go back, guys, with my finishing spray, give them a little dose of it, and then, like I said, wipe them down with a towel. Make sure that I got it on them, because when they get completely dried out, they're out in the sunlight. This is really good for their coats. It's really good for their skin underneath. And if you have a dog that you are taking on walks and things like that a whole lot, or really showing them a good show sheen spray, it's noticeable after you put it on their coats and condition it in and things. Now that's what I'm doing. Any other hairs that I've missed, I'm using the lighter body brush here just to go over it, get off any excess water that's on them and things. And as you can tell, Lucy really likes it. She definitely doesn't want to go anywhere, because it's gonna cool them down, guys. And I didn't show it to you on film, but when I cleaned out my kennel, all inside of their dog houses, there was enough hair there in old Dot's dog house to make another dog, guys. But that's pretty well my routine. Now, guys, after I get done brushing her one more time, she's show sheened and everything, cleaned up. Later this evening, I would call it another good 4 or 5 hours and things. I'm going to go back. I'm going to take a different towel, use a little fly spray and things for dogs. I'm going to give them a dose to keep any more insects and flies and things off of them, mosquitoes, all of that type of stuff. But anyways, guys, I'm going to stop right there today. I say it all the time, guys. Stay safe on the water, stay safe in the woods, and definitely stay tuned here at the Crockett Coon Hound Show. And myself and Scooter will have you folks some more videos dropping shortly. You guys have a great day.